Okay, Rockstar Games, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. Where is Grand Theft Auto 6? And I'm going to get to Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition later on in this video, so be sure you stay tuned for that, for further details on that and how it relates to Grand Theft Auto 6. But I got to talk about GTA 6 here. The year 2011, right around this time, October 25th, 2011 to be exact, Rockstar Games first announced Grand Theft Auto 5. 1 week later, they released a trailer along with an official press release for the game. As you can imagine, this announcement ignited widespread anticipation for one of the most highly expected games in recent memory. Originally expected to be released in Q2 of 2013, the game was pushed back to September of 2013 for further polishing. Finally, the game was released on September 17th, 2013. For the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. From there, the game was migrated to PC, then made its release on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. I thought, hey, this is pretty cool, get to play Grand Theft Auto 5 again on the PlayStation 4. I was actually kind of excited to play it again, in which I did, dove right into it. Fantastic graphics, high fidelity, and that memorable storyline once more. But then, deja vu happened once more.
Deja vu.
As it was formally announced that Grand Theft Auto 5 would be releasing on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles. I guess Rockstar figured, hey, they like playing it on the PlayStation 4, maybe they'll like playing it a third time on the PlayStation 5 or on the Xbox Series X or S. So okay, whatever, slightly annoyed after Rockstar made that announcement back in June of 2020. However, now, just a couple weeks ago, Rockstar Games announced that Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, being completely remastered and remade for next-gen systems, releasing later this year. This has fans up in arms and wondering, myself included, what the heck is Rockstar Games doing when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6? Are we really that far away from it? Again, 5 was announced back in 2011. It's now 2021, heading into 2022 with no announcement in sight. And this goes into what a lot of fans have been talking about in my comment section when it comes to Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar is simply sharking Grand Theft Auto 5, milking the game for all it's worth when it comes to finances. Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of, if not the biggest top earning video game ever. Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold more than 150 million units worldwide as of August of 2021. Since the beginning of the pandemic, Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold more than 35 million units alone. So from a financial standpoint, you can't really blame them, but from our standpoint, this is just flat out selfish. This is utter. The phrase less is more is defined as used to express the view that a minimalist approach to artistic or aesthetic matters is more effective. This definition can be applied directly to the situation we're in right now with Grand Theft Auto 5 in the absence of Grand Theft Auto 6. Let's be honest, guys, right here. If you haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5 by now, you're probably not going to play it. Being that you have the opportunity to play it on 2 consoles right now, let alone 3 whenever it releases on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles, you've had your opportunity to play it. Less is more. We really don't need another iteration of Grand Theft Auto 5 being released on current gen consoles here. It's just too much, and in my eyes, completely unnecessary. If fans really wanted to play Grand Theft Auto 5, they would hang on to their PlayStation 4s, boot it right up, and play it right on that console, or on the Xbox One, what have you. Most fans are playing the game on PC as it is, and experimenting with the mods. But even those are starting to get a bit stale. It's just time for a new game, a new environment, new protagonists, and a new setting. And boy, let me tell you, when it comes to Grand Theft Auto the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, if this game doesn't deliver, there's going to be an absolute outrage. I can see it, I can feel it. Fans are waiting for this game to fail so they can just jump on Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive There's so much pressure riding on this release. When it comes to the Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition, fans are already under the impression that this game is going to be not up to standards. A lot of fans think that this will truly be make or break, just based on the way that they have been milking Grand Theft Auto 5 at every angle. And I'm right with you guys when it comes to this. If this truly isn't a definitive edition, by the way it looks and plays, there's gonna be a complete uproar. Folks are tired of the waiting game when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6 and the continued milking of Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, just the other day, the Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition system requirements leaked on the GTA forums, as you can see right here. The minimum requirements and the recommended requirements, you guys judge for yourselves. As far as being on the PC, most fans aren't gonna really have too much problems playing this game. Also released this past Friday by Alacor on the GTA forums were the details of the Definitive Edition. Quote, 3 iconic cities, 3 epic stories. Play the genre-defining classics of the original Grand Theft Auto trilogy, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, updated for a new generation, now with across-the-board enhancements including brilliant new lighting and environmental upgrades, high-resolution textures, increased draw distances, Grand Theft Auto 5 style controls and targeting, and much more, bringing these beloved worlds to life with all new levels of detail. He continues on saying, by purchasing Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition from Rockstar Games storefront or the Rockstar Games launcher by January 5th, 2022, you'll receive a $10 discount on your next purchase through the Rockstar Games launcher or Rockstar web stores on qualifying products of $15 or more. It finishes saying that the discount expires on January 16th, 2022. Now, I must say, the Grand Theft Auto 5 style controls and targeting, that is a welcomed feature to be added in these games. The targeting system in Grand Theft Auto 5 was perfect, and it will be a welcomed addition in the Definitive Edition, with those targeting systems being so outdated. Improved lighting and textures, yeah, I would come to expect that. However, I need to know exactly how well improved these graphics, lightings, and textures are. I don't think we're gonna know for sure until we see a trailer. Hopefully we see one this week or in the coming weeks. But I'm not getting my hopes up on this, because more than likely, this so-called Definitive Edition is going to be using the older visuals and just slightly enhancing textures and effects instead. Some screen caps and trailers are much needed for this before I pass final judgment. But as of right now, I'm keeping my excitement by the wayside, as I'm not completely sold on this Definitive Edition. And like I said, if this game does not meet the expectations that the fans want to see, including myself, there's going to be a complete outrage. The outcry of why Grand Theft Auto 5 continues to be supported even on these current gen systems, which just released 11 months ago, with no information at all when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 6. It's time. The fans are ready, even if we get some kind of small announcement trailer with a logo pop and a press release. That alone would at least give us some kind of assurance that the game is on the way and in the works to be released sometime within the next 3 years. But until we get that, and if we get a definitive edition that isn't quite definitive, I mean, there's gonna be hell to pay. Fans are going to be upset, and they will let Rockstar Games know about their frustration. And speaking of frustration, why don't you guys let me know your frustrations down in the comment section below. I want to hear from you what you guys think about the fact that there's still no GTA 6 announcement, and the Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition may not exactly be definitive as we have hoped. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about this story. If you enjoyed the video, of course, be sure to give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe, as I'm pushing Grand Theft Auto videos out on the channel quite often. I'm A to the P. Albert Perkins, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, and as always, peace!